Welcome to the Kingdom Calling Clarity Map, where we are going to go over 4 questions that over the last decade I have found to be the most helpful, and I've yet to graduate from using them. I just used them this morning. I used them the other day while I was creating this handout for you, and I have used them over the years. They are incredibly powerful in just like such a subtle way to keep you on track. But before we dive into them, I want to talk about 2 common mistakes Christian women tend to make when it comes to their kingdom work and why your big vision matters. And by big, it could be something small or just for a season, like small. It's that big thing that you're wanting to do. It's that end goal that you're wanting to do. And to other people, you might be the only one, you and Jesus might be the only one that ever sees that big thing, right? Because big is more measured by obedience versus by big according to like how many people are seeing it. So the 2 mistakes, the first mistake that Christian women tend to make, and that I would have been in this boat more, was we will sometimes depend on hype and emotion. So you know how, okay, this was totally me. So years ago, I knew what I was going for, and I knew and as time goes on, the picture has gotten more clear, or it's been edited or changed, or God totally redirects our steps. But I knew more or less what I wanted to do. And I was so dependent on, I didn't realize that I could actually do something to move in that direction, or that I could actually gain skill to make those things happen. So I was kind of like, well, when God wants to make it happen, he's just going to make a way. Or if I have enough trust, then the doors will open. Or if I was just dependent on hype and emotion. Or it was like, okay, if I listened to a really good talk, then I would be all motivated again. And then I would try to ride that wave for as long as I could. And that's not a good strategy. It did not work for me. I do not suggest that to anyone. Hype and emotion and feeling passionate about what you want to do is wonderful. That's great. I'm not putting that down. But don't make a plan based on that. That is great when that emotion comes, but keep on doing the diligent steps that you need to take regardless of what you feel day to day. The other mistake that Christian women tend to make in regards to their kingdom work is they'll be aware of what they want to do, or that they want to do something, but they're more dependent on trying to calm the chaos in their life right now. So they're trying to overcome their to-do list. They're trying to just manage everything as it is, hoping that one day it's almost like if they gain enough skill here, if they figure it out, or if they conquer their to-do list, then the door will open and they'll be able to follow Jesus wherever he goes. So neither or both of those are going to keep you stuck and frustrated. And I just don't suggest that you do either of them, because I was stuck in mostly the first one, kind of the second one for the last 10 years. And I learned a lot about what not to do. All right. So the second thing that I want to talk about is why having a big vision matters. So I've got 2 reasons. So number 1 is that the big thing that you want to do gives so much clarity to what you say yes to and what you say no to. You might have, as you work towards that big thing, whatever it is for you, different things will come up, right? Different ideas will come up. I recently had something that would have been kind of like a really great side hobby thing that I'm good at, I could totally do, and just turn it into like this little Etsy shop and start an Instagram account and make this. It was a specific little gift that I had made for a friend. And I could have totally turned that into a business. But I realized when I stopped and thought through that, I'm like, if I do that, where am I going to be pulling that time from, and that energy and those resources from? And if I really want to stay on track with what I really want to do, I can't do that. No matter how good I am, or how skilled I am, or how easy it would be, easy, because it's going to take time and energy. And it's like, I can't do that because it's going to cost something over here. So it was an easy no. It was hard, but it was, at the end of the day, it was an easy no. So what that big picture is for you is going to bring a ton of clarity to what you say yes to and what you say no to. The other thing, why your big vision matters, is that it gives a lot of purpose to the small steps. There will be things that you are going to need to do in order to gain the skill and to move in the right direction, to take the right steps in the right order towards what God has put on your heart to do. And there's going to be things that will just feel small or meaningless or unimportant. But when you put them in line with that, like where you're headed, all of a sudden it's like, well, absolutely. Like I need this small, seemingly meaningless thing in order to get there. And so it gives purpose to these really small things. And okay, so that's all I wanted to cover. Now let's dive into the 4 questions so that we can get your quick win and get you a bunch of clarity so that you know what small step to take this week. Okay, so question 1 is, where do you want to be? What is that end goal? If you were walking in your purpose, your God-given calling, you're doing what you were created to do. And again, that might be for like kind of, you're going to be doing this the rest of your life. It might be you're going to be doing this for the next 3 years or 3 months. But if you're like, what is that thing that you really want to do for Him and you want to do it well? And this is where you need to be super dreamy and picky. So you need to just let yourself, like, how far would you go? Because, you might think like, well, I would do it all and I would make it all happen. But I don't think that's true. Like, I don't think that sometimes just having this open-ended question, almost like if you could write a blank check for yourself, what would you write? I don't think that most people would say something crazy like I would conquer the world kind of thing, because there's a very real thing that you want to do. And so if you own it and you're like, this is what I want to do, this is how big I want it to be, this is how small, this is what I want it to look like, this is how much time I want to give to it. When you start to get specific, most of us are not just wanting to conquer the world. We just want to be faithful with the thing that God has given us to do. And the more that you can articulate it and give words to it, the easier or the more tangible it becomes. And it's like, okay, yeah, let's make this happen. And so it's really important to be clear on what you want and what you don't want. Because sometimes on the way to what we're wanting to do, we might feel like, well, if I do that, I have to do this other thing that I really don't want to do. So for example, when I was in school to become a coach, there were other people in school, and it was all online, but there were other people in school who they were so excited to run in-person retreats. That stressed me out. I was like, if I like, basically I was like, if being a good coach means I have to run in-person retreats, do I really want to be a coach? Because the way other people were talking, I thought those went hand in hand. And so when I could identify that and say, I don't want to run in-person retreats, I want to be a good coach. I'm fine meeting people in person, but one-on-one, and not just fine, I would love that. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not doing in-person retreats. And so just giving myself the freedom to say that was huge. And all of a sudden I'm like, okay, now I have the freedom to keep going with this. So articulating what you do not want to do is sometimes as important as articulating what you do want to do, because there are just some things that we have to just say, you know what, I'm not doing that. Like, everyone else might think it would be the best idea and I totally should. And you're like, nope, that's not part of the picture of what I want to do. And so just give yourself the freedom to not do it. And again, if God thinks it's important and He wants to train you in that or make that happen, totally His prerogative. He can lead your steps, but you have the freedom to say, I do not want to do it. All right, so that's question number 1. Question number 2 is to be brutally honest with where you are at right now. The good, the bad, the ugly. What do you have going for you? What do you not have going for you? What are your skills? What are the skills that you would love to have that you didn't have? And this is sometimes where we can get stuck feeling like, I should have been faithful with XYZ 5-10 years ago, and I wasn't. And so we beat ourselves up over what we didn't do in the past. Don't do that. Just acknowledge it and say, you know what, that sucks. I wish I did that back then. I didn't. Do I need to do that now? Like, or is that part of my picture that there have been so many things I wished I acted on, but I didn't. That's part of your picture. So just write it down, right? Whatever comes to your mind at this point, just write it down. Look around you. What are you, like, what's going for you? What's not going for you? Get a really, as clear as possible, picture of where you're at. That is question 2. Once you're done question 1 and 2, I encourage you to just pause this video and give this to God. Like, just talk to him about where you want to be and where you are, because there's a really good chance that those 2 pictures are very different from each other and they are seemingly incompatible. So questions 3 and 4, we're going to figure out how to get there. But for now, I just want you to sit with those 2 pictures with Jesus and talk to him about it. Once you've done that, question 3 and 4 on the handout, I realized I had to switch these questions. So I might have the wrong order, but question 3 is, what is one thing that you choose to say yes to? What is that thing that you need to do this week in order to move in the right direction? So this is a question that cuts through the busy work, right? It's not just about trying to overcome your to-do list. It's what do you need to do regardless of your to-do list, regardless of the chaos in your home or in your life or whatever else is going on. What do you need to do? It does not have to be big in order to get to where you're going. It's just one small step in the right direction. And then question number 4 is, what is one thing that you choose to let go of in order to make room for the thing that you're wanting to say yes to? So when you're letting go, it might be that you need to delete an app on your phone that you're just always stuck scrolling on, or you need to say no to staying up late or to sleeping in. Maybe you need to say no to answering your phone or your text before 10 a.m. Whatever it is, there's something for you that you can easily say no to. Again, doesn't have to be big. You're just creating a little bit of space. And like I said at the beginning, this is a system that I have yet to graduate from. The more that I move forward and do those small steps, it's morphed and it's changed. I've grown in skill, and it's just like, one week I am cleaning up files on my computer. The next week I'm learning how to make better thumbnails, which all applies to my YouTube channel. For you, it's going to be totally different, but it's all, where do you want to be? Where are you now? And what is that next yes? What's the next no? And if you keep doing this, it's a rinse and repeat kind of system. And you're going to start doing this without realizing that you're doing this, because it's going to get, if you apply yourself to it, it's going to start to get into how you think, where you're going to be more and more just aware of where you want to be, where are you at, what's a yes, what's a no. You keep on doing that and you're going to get there. It is impossible not to succeed at something if you just keep on doing this. And again, you can, this isn't about like, what am I trying to say? We'll end with saying that when we start to follow through on what Jesus has put on our heart to do, and just like, it's that thing that you're just like, I want to do this for you, then you are, when you're following through with that, my goodness, I cannot get my words out. Okay, when you're following through, we're not holding God to this and saying, this is what has to happen, or if you're diligent, then this is that end picture. My end picture, like that big vision that I had 10 years ago, looks totally different than what I have now. And it's all been good. As that changes, as you grow, as you gain skill, as you gain clarity, you might start doing something or start working towards that, and then you realize, this isn't what I want to do at all. Or maybe behind what your current big vision is, something else is going to start to show up. That is totally something that Jesus will direct you in as you start moving forward. And so what you want to do is going to become much more clear. You're going to gain a lot of skill, and you're going to be able to do it with an ability and skill that you didn't think that you could ever have. So have fun with this, keep doing it on rinse and repeat. Become aware of that big picture. Where are you at now? What's a yes? What's a no? And you're going to get there.